Hey buddy, it's Mike here. Today we are talking about No Man's Sky again. And it's been a while since I posted a No Man's Sky update video, but this recent update is really cool. And Hello Games always surprises me with the different updates they come up with. But this one really hits home because they actually added Pokemon in space. How cool is that, right? Now, utilizing a previous mechanic they already had in the game, so you could actually use, creatures as companions and pets that follow you around. You could even ride them, and now you could battle them, right? So you probably have companions already registered if you already played the game. They've actually increased the amount of companions you can have from 18 to 30, so there's more possibilities to different creatures you can battle. Expanded the survey mode, so when you're going around different planets surveying different creatures, you can now see their combat effectiveness, their agility, and their health. And for example, there'll be some that are S ranked, and the cool thing is the actual creatures will reflect the environment and climate they come from. So if you go to like a frost planet, you're going to find different creatures that use ice attacks. And the whole goal, it really is to find the perfect set of 3 creatures you can use to kind of battle them out in various arenas. So you can find these challengers and space stations, planetary anomalies. You can actually play other players, and I was having a lot of fun playing with other players. I kind of got my butt kicked at first, but you know what, it was all good because once you get your butt kicked from a very high level creature, that'll reward you tons of experience, which you can use to actually mutate and evolve your creatures. You can expand their health, their agility, their combat effectiveness. So it's got that whole, like I said, Pokemon loop that we're all so addicted. And the really cool thing about this, right, is the endless possibilities. As you know, in No Man's Sky, there's almost like an endless possibilities of different creatures you can come up with. Of course, you're going to find similarities, and it's not like every creature you're going to find is completely unique. You're going to find, kind of the same thing every now and then, but for the most part, it's like the possibilities are endless in terms of the different moves, the different behaviors your creatures will have. And so it's just basically about optimizing your team and just like in Pokemon, finding the best combination to tackle your opponents. And speaking of opponents, they actually added a brand new faction called the Arena League. And in this league, you're gonna face other opponents. You're gonna take down some local challengers, and then you kind of work your way up to the champion. And I think this is super cool. I'm already really hooked on No Man's Sky, and adding this extra mechanic, it just gives you that extra thing to kind of look for and kind of optimize your team. And I really like that the player engagement, and I can't tell you how cool it is. Like if you go play right now, you can hop in the anomaly and you'll find a group of like 3 or 4 people just chilling by the arena hollow tables, just ready to challenge other players. Again, they might have super stacked parties, right? They'll have really strong creatures. So I would recommend, leveling up your creatures as much as possible before playing actual live players, or you'll get probably steamrolled, which is fine too. If you're okay with that, you just get tons of experience as well. But yeah, it's a really cool way to kind of engage players to kind of interact with each other. And going back to what I was saying about connecting with other players, like here I am just chilling by the hollow table, and some guy was giving me some free salvage modules, and you can do this, just chill there and watch other players battle. And I'll add too, like unlike Pokemon, I feel like Xeno Arena actually has some really good challenge to it. Like I've gotten my butt kicked by even the computer, doing facing your local challengers. You really got to customize your team for the occasion, just like you would in like a normal Pokemon game. You want to use the Pokemon that have the most effectiveness against your opponent. And yeah, this involves a lot of creature hunting, so you're going to be going to different planets collecting creatures. And I really like, again, how they expanded the party to size to 30, right? Because you're definitely going to need to capture as much of these S tier creatures as possible for the challenges ahead. And when you complete these challenges, you'll be rewarded nanites, of course, and also items that actually help mutate and evolve your current companions. So assuming that a lot of you already played No Man's Sky, you probably already have companions that are ready for battle as we speak. It might not be S tier, but I like that they've actually utilized this previous mechanic and enhanced it, this whole creature capturing mechanic. Again, it was cool to have them follow you and be able to feed them and pet them, but now you can actually battle them as Pokemon, and I just think that's so freaking cool. And not only that, you can actually hatch eggs using the egg sequencer on the space anomaly. And then their personalities will influence their behavior in battle, right? So their physical characteristics such as size might influence their durability and how easy they are to target, for example. And you basically have 8 affinities, so different elements that you'll find these various creatures with. So you got fire, frost, radioactive, toxic, tropical, desert, mechanical, and biohazard. And that kind of gives you an extra reason to explore various planets to not only, find the best biomes to build a home and, farm resources, but now you want to, explore different biomes to potentially find the creature that's going to best suit the needs, right? Like for particular affinities that you find your party is weak in. And if you want to practice more and you find your party is not up to par, you can actually find Iteration Oceanus on the space anomaly. You can find him hanging out by the holo tables, and he's just a very good resource for you to kind of train, practice, and evolve your creatures so you're ready to kind of take on that next tough challenge. And after you've leveled yourself up with the Arena League, I recommend going back to Iteration Oceanus because he can reward you with different creatures to help expand your arsenal. And I've said this in my previous videos, and I'll say it again, it's never a better time to play No Man's Sky than now, especially with this new addicting mechanic. I honestly thought I was going to just try it out for a couple hours, just to create this update video. And now I'm absolutely hooked. Right now I'm going to different planets. I'm, trying to find different creatures to catch them and use them in battle and, moving my way up the Arena League. And I think this is the perfect mechanic to add in No Man's Sky. This is so cool. And I think Hello Games is just awesome for adding all these great updates. They could have stopped years ago, but they just keep surprising me with these new addicting mechanics. Like, I didn't think a Pokemon game in No Man's Sky would work so well, but it actually does if you think about it, right? From the different biomes, right? They already had a creature catching mechanic, right? They just had to use it for something cool like this. And again, just kudos to Hello Games. This game got absolutely bashed years ago, and just seeing where it was and where it is now, like, again, if you even haven't played No Man's Sky in just a year or so, I highly recommend getting back into it. This game is truly incredible, and you're just going to find yourself really lost playing this game because there's just tons to do. So yeah, that's kind of my overview of the new Xeno Arena update. Super cool. It's pretty much Pokemon in space, so really, I don't know anyone who can be disappointed with this. So yeah, highly recommend you check out No Man's Sky if you haven't in a while, and also recommend you check out my channel where I kind of do my own style of review, where my channel's all about saving the viewer money, right? So that's you at the end of the day. I find there's a lot of review channels nowadays that are very dishonest. And at the end of the day, my channel is all about giving you the best information so you can make the best decision with your wallet. So again, check out my channel. If you like my content, please subscribe. Your support means a lot. Otherwise, we'll see you on the next one. Bye.